Hi everyone, thank you for joining me today on We Now Hub's Alternative Healing and Holistic Wellness interview series. Um, Today I have a very special guest. But before I introduce her, I want to tell you that about 3 years back, I embarked on a transformational journey when I started learning family constellations. And the person I have today, my guest, is someone who played a very important part in my transformational journey. And her name is Monica Viss, and she's my teacher for family constellations. Hi, Monica.
Hi, Masuma. Thank you for inviting me
Welcome.
today. Hi. And happy
How are you?
birthday.
Thank you so much. It's the best gift I could get. Having you as a guest on my birthday is the best gift ever.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm really honored to be here with you and yeah, chat a little bit about this and that. Let's see. Let's see.
Thank you so much. Before we start talking about family constellations, Monica, would you please tell our viewers a little bit about yourself? Where are you from, and where are you right now? And how did you start, your journey with family constellations?
Yeah, okay. I can see there's a lot of noise, Masuma. You will have to cut it for some reasons. Yeah, so originally I'm from Poland, from Warsaw. This is Eastern Europe. And I've been living in Malaysia for the past almost 18 years. Um, I came with my husband and my two kids, and we are still here. We came for 2 years, and somehow or other we got stuck. And we fell in love with Malaysia, with Malaysian people, with Malaysian food. And here we are. So we are still here. We don't know how long, however long Malaysia will want to host us. So this is where we are right now. I lived in Poland for 22 years, and then I went to Switzerland to study. And this is where I met my husband. And this is also where I got to know about family constellation, about which we talk a little bit later. So
Right.
now I have holistic center called Heart Sanctuary that you know very well,
Yes.
which will be having its fifth anniversary in just 2 weeks' time. So
Oh,
looking
okay.
forward to that.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is where I am right now and what I do in a nutshell.
Okay, that's great. Monica, I am already familiar with family constellation. In fact, I am a practitioner. I've trained under you. But today, because we might have viewers who are not aware of family constellations at all, so I'll be asking you some basic questions about family constellation. Yeah, so what is family constellations?
Yeah. So that's this $1 million question, right? So family constellation is actually a wonderful process to discover ourselves in a relationship to our family members and also to discover what kind of hidden dynamics are actually running our life, because we all are the same in a way. We all have one mother, one father, biological. Yeah. Some of us, we might have foster parents or adopted parents, but every single person on this planet has one biological mother, one biological father. That means that we are connected to our ancestors in the same way. And our parents and our upbringing, of course, and the ancestors can influence our life in different ways, in a positive way, yeah, but also in a less positive way. And everything comes back to the interconnections that we have in a family system. We are not alone. We are never alone in that sense, because we were born into a family. So we are automatically, by blood, connected to many, many, many ancestors, relatives, brothers, sisters, parents. And these connections are very, very deep, very important, even if we are not aware of them. Yeah. So even if we don't know our ancestry, even if we are adopted maybe and we don't even know our parents, this blood connection, this connection on a soul level still runs and has influence on us. And this very, very often in an unconscious way. So with constellation process, how I call it, we bring to light what's hidden, what we might not be aware about, and through discovery, through the insight, what happened and what kind of connection the ancestry has on us, we can resolve a lot of our issues that we are facing right now in our life.
Right. What kind of issues are you referring to? What kind of issues does family constellation help in resolving?
So, in my opinion, most of the issues that have to do with relationships. I'm not
Right.
talking only relationship with our parents, but with our spouse, with our children, relationship in our work, with our colleagues, even relationship with friends can be unconsciously influenced by this running hidden dynamics. Also relationship with money. I mean, so many people talk about money, and almost everyone talks about mindset only. And I do agree that mindset is important.
Yeah.
And when we change the mindset, then of course we are able to attract more money and keep more money. But sometimes there is this unseen force that is in our family that is forcing us to lose money or to have difficulty with our business or in our work. And why is that? It's because we have loyalty to one of our ancestors. So relationship with money is a good thing to look at. And even health, even health is really sometimes influenced by what happened in the past. And you can see in many families, they are generational patterns that we experience, which are the illnesses or which are the patterns of divorce or losing businesses, losing children, etc. So this kind of things we can easily look at with family constellation process. So yeah. But besides that, actually any issue. Really, really any issue, because we are so connected on a subconscious level that we do carry a lot of burden for our family members, for our parents. So it's always good to look into it with constellation work.
Oh, so what issues, I mean, why would I come for family constellation? When would I come for family constellation? That, I feel that, I shouldn't, there's no need to go to other therapies, I come to family constellation, that this is the therapy for me. Is it like healing? Is it resolution? How does it work? Does it heal?
Yeah. So it works on a soul level first. And as you experienced yourself, we can have the process in a group with different people. You don't need to bring your family. We are working with strangers. Or we can have a private session that we are just working one on one. Now, who would come for family constellations straight away? I
Yeah.
would say if I would have any relationship issue or any issue with other people in my work, if I work in a corporate, for example, or if I run a business and I'm having challenges with other teammates or my boss or my subordinate, I immediately would go for constellation work. Why? Because constellation is what we call systemic work. Systemic is because we talk about the whole system. And as I mentioned in the beginning, we are not alone. We are connected, interconnected
Right.
with all the people in the family or in the company, or if we belong to any organization, any church or temple, we are connected And this organization or this family forms a system with so many members. So really, whenever there is a relationship issue of any kind, I would run for family constellation first. I can share with you what most of my clients do. Most of my clients are trying out everything else, and very often, if other things don't help in a way that the problem is really gone. This is when they often come for family constellation, and this is when they gain a lot of different insights. They gain systemic perspective into the issue, and they start looking at their life totally through different lenses, totally through different eyes. Yeah. But any relationship issue, family constellation should be, in a way, the first thing that comes to our mind. And I just would like to quote Bert Hellinger, who is the founder of this method, modality. He said, if just each family in the world would do one constellation, one, we would have peace in the world. So, every constellation contributes to peace. Why? Because we suddenly become more at peace with our parents, with our ancestors, with ourselves. And it's very well known, law of attraction, right? When we are more at peace, we vibrate, spread the peace to other people, and we attract more peace as well. So yeah, that's why I would do it immediately.
Yeah, I agree. I have had amazing experiences with family constellation, so I know how miraculous it is. Well, when you say relationship, is it only like personal relationships, or does it even help with things like depression or anxiety, or like you mentioned, health also?
Yeah.
What kind of health issues and illnesses would family constellation help with?
Mhm. So Bert Hellinger and many of the facilitators in the very beginning of Constellation work, so we are talking about 80s, 90s in Europe, in Germany and other countries, they found out that a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, addiction, or even really strong mental illnesses like psychosis and schizophrenia might be connected to what happened in the past in our ancestry. There is a lot of, in Europe especially, there was a lot of war crimes, victim perpetrator, right? All of these events might have deep imprint, not only in the countries where that happened. And I come from this country. I come from
Yeah,
Poland, where we were obviously, attacked during the Second World War.
right,
And we were the victims in the first place. But according to Bert Hellinger, the only resolution and the only healing that can really happen is through reconciliation with the perpetrator. And this is what we are trying to do through constellations. We are doing our best to bring together what was apart. Yeah, there is so much judgment in the world about perpetrators, even about the victims. And for us, for me and you as a family constellation facilitator, there is no judgment. There is just everything that is. And our job is lovingly include everything, include everyone, and like this, with this open heart and this embracing heart, we bring peace into the world. And I've seen many people whose anxiety, depression got better. I've seen people who had schizophrenia and they didn't get healed, what we would consider healed, but they are able to deal with life better. And
right.
that's already a lot, because schizophrenia, for example, is a very heavy mental
Yeah,
illness. So it's not like anxiety that can't help with even breathing and mindfulness exercises, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we would never say that family constellation cure anything. It doesn't. It just gives us a lot of insights and understanding what kind of root causes might there be, and by reconciliating ourselves with the past, by acknowledging everything and everyone who belong to our system, we actually are more at peace with ourselves. Now, the most beautiful thing about constellation is that it has a ripple effect. And you know that. I mean, we won't go into personal things here, but you know that you are the only one who did work for yourself. And you have seen beautiful, amazing changes in the whole family of yours. And so did I. And so do thousands and thousands of people in the whole world who join Constellation, not for healing, but for understanding and willingness to change something. So this ripple effect, I just find one of the most phenomenal things that happens in this world. Yeah. So yeah, health issues, any issues, even diabetes, heart problems, female issues, so anything that has to do with ovaries and breasts and reproductive system in general can have a lot to do with our female lineage, with our mothers, grandmothers who suffered. Maybe some of them even died in childbirth, and maybe that's the reason why we can't have children. I've seen those cases. Even here in Malaysia, I had constellations with few women, and they got pregnant after they were struggling for years, after resolving those issues in family systems. So, yeah, actually, really anything and everything. It's always worth to give it a try.
So abortions and miscarriages and all that is also important part of
Very
the
important.
solution, and
Yeah.
that you play a part in the female reproductive organs and this ability to have children. Or
Correct,
yeah.
correct. We just need to imagine, and then it becomes very logical. Let's imagine, 100 years ago, obviously the medical system wasn't as good as now. So every single pregnancy was a risky pregnancy, correct?
Yeah.
So when a woman went into labor, it was always very risky. Will the child survive? Will the mother survive? Nowadays, even nowadays, it happens that the mother dies or the child dies. Luckily, seldom, but it does happen. 100 years ago, happened more often. So just let's imagine that our great, great, great mother, she gave birth to a beautiful girl, and then there was complication, and she died. She died on the same day as she gave birth, or one day later. What happens is because there was so much grief about the death of the grandmother, it could be that I, as an ascendant of her, 5 generations, 4 generations later, I will subconsciously sabotage myself and block myself from having a child just out of fear that the same thing happens to me, that I will die. And this is actually very logical. Now, the problem is I'm not aware about it, because nowadays with this medical system, not many people are thinking there is a danger. So it's all subconscious. It's all really, stored in our cell memory, and it's passed through the generations. And we know that even science talks now about epigenetics. So we have the trauma in ourselves. We carry trauma of the past, not only our own past, but our ancestors in ourselves. And this is how it can show up. This is how it can show up. And when we can find it and release it, resolve it, and this is what happened to one of my clients, then there is no danger anymore. And The lady can get pregnant, can give a birth, and everything is fine. Yeah, so basically, constellation works on trauma in a way.
Yeah.
Ancestral trauma very often, also own personal trauma. We can also call it like this. Yeah.
Right. So basically, when you're clearing your issues, you're even clearing things for your ancestors, the similar issues. So the ripple effect is not only for your future generation and your children; it is also going back to your ancestors.
Yes.
Right. So it's clearing your entire line for that particular issue.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Right. How does family constellation work? I mean, like you mentioned, there's group and one-on-one. What is the difference, and how do both these, sessions work? What is the difference?
Okay. So yes, so originally it was a group process.
Mm-hmm.
This is how Bert Helling came to it. You know that he was a psychotherapist. So as you know, sometimes they have group psychotherapy. So
Mm-hmm.
we were just sitting in a circle, all those people who were participating in the group therapy, and they were talking about issues. And obviously, most of the issues are family issues for patients in psychotherapy in therapy group. And this is how he actually found out that just by being in a group and by using other people as representatives for our family members, we can get enormous insights into the issue. And the best representatives are the strangers. So it's, because if you bring your whole family, there will be just drama.
Yeah.
But you sit in a room, in a beautiful circle with strangers or people that you know a little bit, and then a client comes with an issue. For example, he wants to look at the relationship with his wife, maybe why do they quarrel all the time or whatsoever.
Right.
And then after talking to facilitator, me, you, we ask the client to choose representative for him, for his wife, and maybe other representatives as well. So he's choosing those representatives, those family members from the strangers. And they
Right.
step into the role, and suddenly they will get sensations in the body, they will have some feelings, emotions that are not theirs. So it's really like they get the message from the person they represent. They feel like the person they represent. And this is how we as facilitator can really go deep into the root causes of those issues and guide the client and the representative towards a resolution. So it's an amazing process, as you know. It's like wow, and we work phenomenologically, which means there is no such thing as prepared script or anything that a protocol that we follow.
Yeah.
It just comes from the moment. And we are always amazed how truthful the representative can feel and sense, even though they know nothing about the family which we are working on in the group. So that's the beautiful thing. This shows us how much we are all interconnected. Yeah,
Right.
stranger or not. So this is a group. And I always say, to have experienced the group is just, it's really like magic. You said that in the beginning. It's such a magical experience. And I can only second that because it's a little bit out of this world and yet very down to earth too.
Mm.
And those clients who come for the first time, they sit there with open mouth and they are like, wow, how is that possible? And sometimes we as facilitator, we also sit there and like, wow, how is that possible? And we just trust in the field. We just trust that whatever needs to come up will come up and we work what shows up. So this is the group. And then we have, of course, private sessions for people who don't want to come to the group, because it takes a bit of courage, to talk about the issues in front of the group. And it can be done privately, beautifully, in a very safe space with a facilitator, where we use other props as representatives. So we can use dolls, so we can use floor anchors, we can use stones, other objects that will represent the family members or different elements from the client's family or issue. Yeah. So that's the wonderful thing, that it can be done in the group and privately as well. And it can be done for the family. It can be also done for the business. So this is actually where systemic constellations are really becoming a very, very big part, especially in Europe, in organizational coaching and consulting, because through systemic constellation, we are gaining, again, a wider perspective of the issue. So we are zooming out and seeing the interconnections that are there, and we can really help our clients a lot, a lot.
Right. So basically, we can resolve issues not only in our family but even in our business or in our organization. And what happens in our organizations is often a reflection of what is going on in our personal life. So, so that is what would help you resolve. How many sessions would a person require generally?
Yeah, so every new client who comes to me asks me exactly that question. And every time I'm like, what should I answer? You know what, Masuma? I had so many people, they came once, and seriously, the problem was gone. For those of you who want to know more, go and read the story of my daughter. This is how I came across family constellation in the first place. And it was one session of 45 minutes. And 2 days later, the problem was completely gone. And I've had this kind of miraculous, healings in a way with many of my clients. So sometimes one session is enough. Sometimes we need 2 or 3. It really, really depends. I seldom look at the same problem twice. Yeah, because often it's we look at it once from a systemic perspective, from a family perspective, and then if the issue is not completely transformed, if people come again, then we look at it a little bit more from the personal perspective, which is, we can have personal traumas, and we need to work on that slightly different. And then we can have generational traumas, and then we work on that different as well. Yeah. But that's why sometimes we need 2 sessions, sometimes we need 1 session. Very difficult to say. But one thing I can say for sure, it's not like psychotherapy that we go every single week to do the constellation for 7 years, for example. Not at all. We would seriously run out of issues. Luckily. Yeah. So it's very brief sort of therapy, even though I really don't like this word therapy, but it is in a way very therapeutic process, because I feel everything that brings us towards peace is very therapeutic in a way. Yeah. It's only that we have this negative association with therapy. We have to have problems in order to go to therapy. And for me, it's like, no, we can go to therapy just to better ourselves. So, yeah, it doesn't have to be a problem. Yeah. So, yeah, I have people, maybe that's just an example. I have long standing clients, I would say, even since 10 years. They come once a year. They give themselves a birthday gift session to me. Yeah, and even those people, they come to Heart Sanctuary. They come once a year, twice a year max, just to look at, either the work that they are doing in organization or family, just to bring more harmony and peace into it. Because we can always find something but it doesn't mean that it has to be a big issue.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So sometimes I see people once a year, twice a year. That's it. That's it.
Right. Regarding the two different sessions, the group and the private one-to-one, are there any certain issues that you recommend that it should not be done like one-on-one? You prefer that this should be done only in group. Is there any such issue where you advise that better not to do in one-on-one?
I never thought about it. Actually, I know. Unless you give me some example and then, I see. I always say it's nice to have a group because for a client it's a little bit easier because the client can relax, sit back, relax and observe. So a group session is really like you are watching a movie in which you play a role, obviously, most of the times. And it's just interesting to see it from a meta position. So, from the side. That's why I really love the group sessions. And in a group session, we can go back to 7th generation, 8th generation, whatsoever, and we can really truly see how our ancestors felt, especially for us women, so important. The female lineage, so important that the love flows there and arrives in us and that we can pass it on to our children, to our daughters, for those of us who have children, right? So that's the reason I really love group sessions. But also private sessions, you can look at, actually, I think at everything. Sometimes I can see that in a private session, the client we don't have that access into maybe previous generations so strongly, then I recommend him or her to go for the group session. But upfront, I wouldn't be able to say which one is better when. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of trainings that you provide for practitioners and beginners. Do you have any upcoming courses or anything that the viewers can know about?
Yeah. Yes. So I'm having a foundation course, which is basically the theory course, and we do a lot of processes and exercises for ourselves, and those can be also used with friends, or if you are a coach, a therapist, of course you can use it as well with your clients. So I have this upcoming course. It will be online due to known reasons for now. Usually it's in person. And it starts on the 5th of September. It goes over 3 months, and they are 4 weekends at 2 days. So Saturday, Sunday, full days. However, it's not like we are staring into the screen 4 days long because, as I said, there is a lot of exercises. So we will be just doing our exercises. So it's very, very much manageable. So that's the foundation course that is coming up. And the foundation course is also prerequisite for those who want to become practitioners. And the practitioner course will come up in January. And we trust that COVID will be over and we can do it in person, because it's not really possible to do it online, especially for the group facilitator. We have to have a group. And I will probably offer as well online course from January only for those who want to focus on one-on-one, because one-on-one is possible to learn online. It's different type of a course. Of course, it's not like being group facilitated, it's different energy. But for those who really love one-on-one work, that's wonderful. Still, the foundation course is prerequisite. And I will also have a talk about violence. This might be very interesting for here, for Malaysian women and men as well. So we will be talking a little bit about violence and victim perpetrator from a systemic, from a family constellation point of view, next Tuesday. This is the 1st of September, 8 o'clock in the evening. So yeah, you can.
So fascinating. I'm
Yes.
sure I'm going to join. Well,
Yes.
where can where can people find more information about this?
So the best is you go to www.heartsanctuary.center. This is our website where we write about the course and you can read, and also you can schedule a call, discovery call with me if you would be interested to know more. Or we are present, of course, on Facebook. Also, Heart Sanctuary Malaysia is the name of the page, and on Instagram, Heart Sanctuary as well. It's really all about heart, and it's about seeing with our heart, because this is what it's all about. So it would be lovely to have you there, to welcome you in person to Heart Sanctuary that is at the Third Mile Square, very close to Tamandesa and Midvalley, or to see you online, because we really, really need more facilitators of this beautiful, beautiful work. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really a beautiful modality.
Oh, and Masuma, when we are talking about trainings and things, we will also have another family constellation day at Heart Sanctuary where you guys, you facilitators, you will be offering family constellation private session for introductory price to those who have never experienced that work before. So this will be happening most probably on the 20th of September. So dot the date down and yeah, join us, because last time we were so fully booked that we had waiting lists. So it's good just to know in advance that we have this kind of offering, and just let us know in advance that you want.
So all these events are all on Facebook, Heart Sanctuary page. So please check them out. And there are always a lot of events going on the page.
Yeah.
Is there? Would you like to share a little bit about Heart Sanctuary? What you do? What do you offer at Heart Sanctuary?
Yeah, Heart Sanctuary, that's really interesting thing. I just wanted to have my own place for my family constellation, and then it became a center, became a holistic center where not only I do my work, but other practitioners are coming and sharing day sessions, day workshops, teaching beautiful spiritual things, personal development trainings. And we also have a shop with amazing crystals and books and oracle cards. So yeah, it's I would say it's really beautiful space, colorful space, where we can just come and yeah, feel safe and feel at home, I think. Yeah.
Yes. I would like to let everyone know that yes, Heart Sanctuary does feel like a second home to me. I have I am very happy when I'm at Heart Sanctuary because it's a very calm and peaceful space, and I guess you all should at least once
Yeah.
visit Heart Sanctuary Facebook, and be part of the events happening at Heart Sanctuary.
Yeah, you can come on the 16th, because this is where we will have our 5th anniversary kind of day or party. We don't know yet what exactly we offer, but I'm pretty convinced as usual we come up with great stuff. So on the 16th, when 16 September, which is one Malaysia Day, this was the day chosen by me to open up Heart Sanctuary 5 years ago, because we are supposed to be one, right? And yes, I'm foreigner, but I really feel very Malaysianized. So that's kind of second home for me. So yeah, just follow our page and come on the 16th or any other day. Just call us before, because we are very often open on weekends, during the week by appointments.
Yeah, I'll be posting the information for Heart Sanctuary and the contact information with the video. Is there anything else, Monica, you would like to tell our viewers before we say goodbye to them? Any last words or anything?
No, just maybe look at your life, look at the people around you, look at the nature and everything, and say yes to it, because this yes is really the first step towards peace. And I believe that peace is really what we all want in life.
Totally true.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Monica, for joining me, being my guest today. You are my teacher, and thank you for all the transformations that have taken place in my life. Thanks to you. And to my viewers, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to Me Now Hub, where I will be inviting coaches, therapists on holistic wellness and healing. So keep watching. And Monica, thank you so much. Once again, bye.